Time to ring that work bell just after 3 o'clock right here on a beautiful Thursday in Duval. The heat, my goodness, the humidity. However, there's no other place I'd rather be than right here on Hogan Road. The next 3 hours, typically you get Blue into the night, 6 to 8. Today, well, we have made a change, and it's Blue in business hours. We're going to do it from right now all the way up till 6 o'clock. The Frangie Show on a well-deserved vacation, so we'll do our best here over the next 3 hours alongside Agent Gibbs himself. I am Rick Ballou, and we're live on YouTube. We're live on Alexa and plenty of other streaming devices as well. You can get us on 92.5 on the FM as well as, of course, the flagship, which is 1010XL. All right, big day. Word rolling out of the NFL about these suspensions, and obviously it affects the AFC South when you look at their starting right tackle and the fact that now Nicholas Petit-Frere is going to be suspended for the remainder of the season. Really before, actually, it's going to be 6 games for Frere. Then you look at Indianapolis. They get hit twice today. Indy's like, forget about it. We don't care who you are, what you've done, particularly in the case of Isaiah Rodgers, who had 9 starts a year ago. Okay, Stephon Gilmore was traded to Dallas. He was expected to be one of their key defensive backs for the 2023 season. Also very good as a kick return man. Averaged 27 yards a return. Today, Chris Ballard comes out and says, if you're going to cheat like that, if you're going to actually, I shouldn't say cheat, but if you're going to break NFL rules, NFL laws, we are going to part ways with you. So right out of the gate, it's a massive contradiction. And even the Calvin Ridley scenario, they moved him, even though it was done without any knowledge and ended up really benefiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. The writing was on the wall there with Calvin Ridley. He became the first guy to get hit with a suspension. Frankly, I thought it was a little bit too much. A year for what he did just doesn't add up. I mean, if you compare this to some other alleged crimes, it still makes you wonder, why are they so incredibly high or significant when there are far more important and or dangerous things that are happening around the NFL? Yet the National Football League has always done a great job turning their cheek towards that. All you got to do is look at Tyreek Hill, right? Yeah, I'm not saying Tyreek Hill is guilty of the latest charges, but what? He's, you name it, a man, a woman, a child. He's been alleged to smack around all 3 of them. And he just, because he's a great player, he's able to slide on through. And again, I understand it's alleged, but, you know, sometimes when there's smoke, there's fire. You're talking about 3 different incidents here. To me, the fascinating part of all of this, what if it was a real legitimate star? What if this was Patrick Mahomes? Would the NFL suspend him for a year? What if it was Joe Burrow? Would the NFL suspend him for a year? Dare I say, what if it was Trevor right here in Duval? I mean, Trevor's out, he does all these good things. What if he left his cell phone there? Maybe he went for a swim. One of his knucklehead buddies picked it up, logged on, got him on a betting site, put down some money. All of a sudden it comes back that he's gambling. I know it's only a hypothetical, but that question needs to be answered. What if it was a major star in this league? If it was a quarterback in this league? You can't expect Roger Goodell to answer that question. We know he's making nearly $60 million a year, but he's going to pass the buck, right? As a matter of fact, I don't expect him to say anything. There'll be virtually zero clarity from Roger Goodell when this is all said and done. Kind of like Jay Monahan to some extent. By the way, on Jay Monahan, later on the program, Jay Mariotti is going to join us. I really enjoyed some columns that he has written lately, including one on Jay Monahan, who apparently is left, at least for the time being. There are issues. I don't know what they are. They are undisclosed. whether they are medical or they are family related. And obviously, I don't want to see anything bad happen to anyone. I really feel that way. But what he did is certainly grounds for a firing. He should not be allowed one more day to be the commissioner of the PGA Tour. That's just the truth. And anyway, we'll talk about that coming up in a little bit when Jay Mariotti joins the program. But ask yourself that question. Because the NFL is the king, all right? Everything else buckles to this league. And they've always done a great job covering up certain crimes. For instance, look at steroid use in the NFL. Does anyone care? Every time we mention steroids or we mention performance-enhancing drugs, people are going to say, well, Barry Bonds will never get in. Roger Clemens will never get in. Manny Ramirez will never get in. Yet when it comes up, football-related, these same fans could care less. Remember back in the spring, or actually September of 2018, when I still think to this day was the best month in the regular season that the Jaguars have ever had. They were 3-1 in 2018. That came right after the miss at the AFC Championship game. And, Julian Edelman was suspended, right? New England lost. Jacksonville won. But people forgot about Julian Edelman. Remember the play he made in the Super Bowl? And you had ridiculous comments made by, I don't know if it was Tony Romo or if it was Troy Aikman or whoever it was, but they sounded a little bit like this. Julian Edelman, despite the fact that he doesn't have any numbers, I mean, compare his numbers to Jimmy Smith. Compare his numbers to Torrey Holt. Compare his numbers to Anquan Boldin. Compare his numbers to Hines Ward. Compare him to Steve Smith. Look at Julian Edelman. But he made big plays in the Super Bowl. And you had this color analyst saying, he should be a Hall of Famer. He should be a Hall of Famer. Yet the NFL and the fans, they have you wired to a point where cheating, the way that Edelman did, meant absolutely nothing. It's amazing. If you look at the two things that happen between these two sports, and vice versa. If you are to doctor up a baseball or put Vaseline or put whatever it is on the brim of your hat and affect the way that the ball moves in Major League Baseball, you're considered, a gamesman. You're considered someone that is out there trying to stay ahead of the competition. Yet you deflate the ball the way that Tom Brady did. And for 2 weeks when we were out in Radio Row, I think it was, Seattle, Phoenix. I don't remember where that Super Bowl was. But that's all anyone talked about. It's amazing how things are so different with these two sports. And football, for the most part, reigns supreme. What does this mean for Cam Robinson? I don't know. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about it coming up here on the other side of our first break. But I find it suspicious. I wonder why it took so long. And as we get to Cam Robinson, it's even more disturbing. What are they waiting on? Honestly, why is it taken this long to decide the fate of the Jaguars and Cam Robinson? I mean, this isn't the NCAA, right? The NCAA used to cry, oh, we don't have enough funding. Oh, we don't have enough manpower. We don't have enough women power. We're understaffed. We're underfunded. That's not the NFL. What are they doing? They had some suspensions to take a look at for gambling, and they got a PED case for Jacksonville's Cam Robinson. What are they waiting for? Honestly, I'm all ears. Tell me, why is it taking this long? It's unbelievable. And there's two totally different schools of thought. Pete Prisco yesterday and others as to why it has not come in. Let's get things rolling with that as we start right here on a Thursday edition. All right, opening comments each and every day brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Dr. Neil Shmunez, visited him a week ago Thursday. Just a normal, routine eye exam. The eyes remain at 20/20. No change with my contacts, which was certainly good. And honestly, it was expected to be that way. 8 years ago, did the same thing. Visited him. He's like, bro, you got massive problems. You need surgery immediately. We need to remove something in your right eye. That's why there's so much more at Shmunez Vision than just getting your eyes checked. You're talking about high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Shmunez as well, whether it's cataract surgery, refractive surgery. Imagine having laser eye surgery and having 20/20 for the rest of your life. Never having to worry about contacts, glasses, or readers. It's only part of what they do. Set up an appointment today. The best bet, just go to shmunezvision.com or reach out 299-2906. That is shmunezvision.com. Care you can see. All right, we are jam-packed right here on a Thursday edition. The Frangie crew on vacay. Baloo moves up 3 to 6. It's great to have you right here on the home of the Jags.
Cruise to victory lane with 1010XL.
Here they come, checker play!
Sunday at the Chicago Street Race. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here. Right now, you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. With over 400 used in stock plus more than 100 vehicles under $18,000, don't wait. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, poker fans! Summer is upon us, and the Best Bet Summer Swing Tournament Series will be hot in June. From June 1st through the 25th, the Summer Swing will feature all 3 Best Bet locations from St. Augustine, Orange Park, and Jacksonville, with summit tournaments and guaranteed events from $30,000 up to $100,000. Catch the action starting with the Bet 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em at Best Bet St. Augustine. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Do you have a lift station at your business? Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services would love to be your maintenance provider. Give us a call for a quote today, 904-862-6769, or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Sail away with Captain K.
That's a fish right there, 100%. We got a fish on.
Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Gonna keep on working it.
Brought to you by Houston's Meats.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
Listen for the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Rehabilitation House Call in the Franchi Show this Friday. They'll tell you about dry needling, how it differs from acupuncture, what it's used for, and the cost. JOI, where the pros go.
Are you ready to sizzle up your 4th of July? Southern Steer Butcher has everything you need to make this holiday a mouth-watering success. See our Facebook page for our sparkler sample deal and more.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
All you weekend warriors want to start your Saturday or Sunday off right? Head on down to ABBQ for our delicious brunch menu. Mouth-watering prime brisket hashed to our Smokehouse Meats Benedict.
Yum.
And for those who like it light, we also have our avocado toast. We've got all your brunch, boozy favorites too, like mimosas and bloodies, always on special. So come and join us this weekend and treat yourself to the best brunch in town. ABBQ, love at first bite. ABBQ, meet and drink with us.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Looking for a great way for your kids to enjoy sports? Check out I-9 Sports, the way youth sports should be, offering flag football, basketball, soccer, and t-ball in Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County. You can play year-round, fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons with co-ed programs ages 3 to 17. Enter promo code 1010XL to receive $5 off registration. All the details are at i9sports.com.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS, 904-777-4477, or visit hairforme.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open-air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
That's 322 right here in your home with the Jaguars. Great to have you with us. I'm Rick Ballou with you tonight till 6 o'clock. Agent Gibbs here as well. How are you, young man?
Very good, Rick. Good to be with you as always. I don't know that I've ever heard this Neil Young song.
Are you kidding me?
No, I've heard a lot of him, but I should have heard this one by now.
Love Cinnamon Girl.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Listen to Neil Young Live Rust, and you will not be disappointed. I recommend it very, very late at night.
Love it.
You know, he also sang, the song Lot of Love? It's like a 70s.
Yep, I know that one.
Make out in the back of a station wagon song. I forget the young lady who sang it, but Neil Young wrote that, and he was actually dating her at the time. Is it Nicoletta? I can't remember her name. I don't know if she was a one-hit wonder or what have you, but that's also on the Live Rust LP, which is one of my all-time favorites. All right, it's good to have Agent Gibbs with us. Again, we'll read it tonight till 6. Aaron Beasley at 4, Jay Mariotti at 5. Show sponsored by Patriot Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial and residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights as well. 10-year workmanship warranty. Financing is available, licensed and insured. Bottom line, okay, if you've been a homeowner for a while or you own a piece of commercial real estate, sooner or later it's going to give up on you. The roof is going to give up on you. So either get ahead of it or wait until it actually happens. Either way, go to the very best in town. That is Patriot Roofing Services. Go ahead and give Mark a call at 982-4052. All right. You know, it's been it really has. It's been a perfect offseason for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I can't believe we have 1 day left in June. Frankly, it's scary. It is. And I really want to pump brakes here. I know it's hot out. I know it's ridiculous. I want to tip my cap to all the blue-collar workers out there, but I just wish that we could put this thing in neutral. I'm in no hurry to get to July. I'm in no hurry for training camp. I've been very outspoken during this off season about enjoying the journey, right? Enjoy what is surrounding this city. An incredible thought that with a 23-year-old quarterback and an outstanding head coach, this organization is finally headed to basically uncharted waters. And what I mean by that is consistency as a playoff team, and frankly, one that should be dominant for years to come in the AFC South. I know there was a little stretch, 96 through 99, but you follow my drift. The only thing that you could possibly say that hasn't gone maybe as expected would be getting a deal done with Evan Ingram. And you've got 18 days to get that done. If he does not sign that franchise tag, or they do not sign him to a long-term contract extension by July 17th, then you're unable to negotiate a long-term deal with him until the clock year begins for the 2024 season, which we know is in next March. The other problem is that of Cam Robinson. And to me, this is a massive mystery. I've spoken with a lot of people about this, and frankly, I think there's a great deal of people just don't know. And I'm not calling it guesswork, but I wonder, in a world of leaks, what do people really know? I don't want to believe that building is one that leaks the way it did during the the Caldwell-Bradley regime, the Caldwell-Marone regime. I believe they're smarter than that. You can say whatever you want about Trent Baalke, and there was even talk years ago that maybe Trent was planting some stories. It was never confirmed. At that point, he was still kind of treading water. Matter of fact, ask yourself this, no matter where you are listening, my guess is you probably fired Trent Baalke. I fired him. They didn't listen to me, right? Maybe that's why they fired me as the sideline guy. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know, or if you really care. Bottom line is, this offseason has been about as good as you can ask for. Well, why is it taking so long with Cam Robinson? And you can go back to the Thursday before the draft, right? He was asked about Cam Robinson, and he answered it, and at that particular time, no one really knew what was going on. Then it came out on the eve of the draft, and a lot of folks out there, which I still don't understand, okay? One thing I do here on the text line at 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, I listen to you, okay? Whether you're right or you're wrong, I value your opinion. And frankly, I was shocked at how many of you thought that it should have been a rush end or a slot corner that the Jaguars should have selected in the first round. The weakest position group on this football team is the offensive line. Hands down. And you have to address that. And they did with Anton Harrison, but there's still people out there who believe they only addressed that because the announcement of Cam Robinson came in on the eve of the draft. I don't believe that. I believe they were always going offensive tackle. They were always going offensive line. Yet again, we don't know the answer to that question. But here we are getting ready to move into July, and there's still no knowledge on Cam Robinson. Now, here's the way that I think, and I've thought. Every day that goes by is actually better for Jacksonville. Why? There's obviously a discrepancy in this test. There's a major question in the results of his test, and my guess would be that the NFL has gone to a second source, right? A second company, a second testing company. It's not like they went back to Cam Robinson and retested him. No, it's still the original test, the results from that test. I believe a secondary company now is looking at it and determining whether or not what he put in his body is legal or illegal. Could it be a new supplement, something that the NFL has never seen before? Whenever you talk to these players, they're going to say, well, I did this. I wasn't aware that this ingredient was in it. You've never heard an NFL player come out and say, yeah, I tried the cheat. I tried to get ahead of it. I just signed a huge contract, and I want to sign another huge contract. We all know that Cam Robinson's money is not guaranteed at the end of the year. So he took a risk. He got caught with that risk, but my guess is he's gone down that road. Hey, listen, I took something I didn't know. So the second review of this test could end up being really good for Jacksonville. 6 weeks ago, or around March, whatever it was, the draft, or April, but when it was the draft, the feeling was, oh boy, I mean, Can's up against it. What's it going to be here? Is it going to be 6 games? You heard Pete Prisco. We have Pete's cut. Let's get to this from yesterday. Pete Prisco right here on the Frangie Show. This is the other side of the equation. Prisco believes 6 games.
The rumblings are 6 games. I don't know if, that's what you hear. It's not, solidified. I think the Jaguars would like it to be 4, but I've heard 6. I'm sure you guys have heard the same thing. I haven't heard more than that. I don't know if you guys have heard anything more than that. But that's pretty much the number you hear out there. Maybe it gets 6 and it gets reduced to 4.
So that's the supreme. That would be the max. Okay. And at this point, nothing would surprise me, but I've explained to you the way that my mind has gone with this story, which for the most part has been it's really evaporated from the NFL. I want to begin by saying this is really bad by the NFL. This is once again, a poor effort by the National Football League, a poor effort by the commissioner in Roger Goodell. All right. Why is Jacksonville being held hostage? I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything along those lines. But what is taking so long to look at the sample and figure out, is it legal or illegal? And if it is illegal, what is the suspension? For the life of me, I cannot figure out why it has taken this long. So I think it's a major disappointment for the Jaguars. Now, what's best case scenario? Cam Robinson gets 4 games. Cam Robinson gets 2 games. He comes back and plays left tackle, right? I don't know about that. Let me give you a best case scenario. How does this sound? Cam Robinson never plays another down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That contract becomes voidable if, in fact, he did cheat. He can be flat out cut or traded because Walker Little is playing like a star at left tackle. Because Anton Harrison, despite rookie mistakes, is proving that he was the decision and the right decision and is playing above average at the right tackle position. Imagine a scenario where you have 2 draftable players. I understand Cam was a draftable guy. And listen, Jacksonville did one very important thing this offseason. They let Jawaan Taylor go. Jawaan Taylor was not a good football player. He was average as the day is long. He played well in a contract year. Don't waste my time. Don't Jawaan Taylor me today, okay? He played well in a contract year. They made a mistake by re-signing Cam Robinson. I don't care if you go to Pro Football Focus. I don't care if you go to Next Gen Stats. I don't care if you watch the All-22. I don't care who you talk to. He gets paid way more than his worth on this football team. It was a bad signing by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And there's under absolutely zero circumstance. There's not a circumstance in the world that would allow him to be back here in 2024 because it's non-guaranteed money. So why not cut bait now? Now, the whole decision around that is Walker Little going to play well? Is Anton Harrison going to play well? It's a hypothetical, but I imagine it's one that most of you out there disagree with. Nonetheless, share your opinion with us. The best way to do it is on the text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, much more coming up on the Jaguars. I do want to bring up something defensively that, well, let me tease it for you. Let me do it. Aaron Beasley, by the way, in 20 minutes, one of the greatest corners to ever play for the Jacksonville Jaguars. If I was to say to you, what's the best position group on this football team? You go quarterback. You go wide receiver. You may even go running back. Okay? As I said, the offensive line is the weakest position on this football team. And at least they're attempting to fix it. But let's leave the offense alone. Go to the defense for me. The think about this during the break. What's the best position group on that side of the field? Honestly. What is the bet? Is it edge? Is it interior? Is it outside linebacker, which I guess works in, continuation or with the defensive ends and in that hybrid defense? Is it inside linebacker play? Is it corners? Is it safeties? It's a little scary, isn't it? It's a little scary. What is the best position group on this defense? Let's take a look at that on the other side.
The Frangie Show, live from the Hastings Injury Law Firm Studios on 1010XL. Hit back with Hastings.
Rick Ballou is the truth teller.
Tell the truth. That's all. Just tell the truth.
Go into the night with Rick Ballou after the Frangie Show. Then it's Hacker After Dark.
Between him and me.
Ballou and Hacker. Evenings on 1010XL.
At Hodges Mazda, we have a Mazda with your name on it just in time for summer. Inventory is back and so is 0% financing. Lauren Brooks here. Purchase a new 2023 Mazda CX-9 and enjoy 0% APR for 36 months. You heard right, 0% financing on a new Mazda CX-9 with third row seating. And at Hodges Mazda, all vehicle purchases come with 2 years free maintenance. That's peace of mind. Don't purchase until you shop with Hodges Mazda. Stop by today or online at HodgesMazda.com. See dealer for details, terms and fees for qualified customers through Mazda Financial Services. 36-month APR expires July 5th, 2023.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Youth sports are getting back into full swing, so you know what that means. Custom Yetis so dads can keep their beer or sodas cold. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has eased my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair naturally. If you are dealing with pain or an injury, ask your doctor, a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, about PRP to determine if it's right for you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
74.3% of those that own a home security system indicate that their security system and products make them feel safe, because security cameras give you peace of mind. Denny Thompson here. Let Tyson Sound and Security assess your home security needs and keep the bad guys out so you can have full peace of mind too. While you're at it, ask them how they can help lower your home insurance payments. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
Share coffee and conversation with a Hall of Famer.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Breakfast with Baselli.
Brought to you by
Epstein and Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Fifth Element Adjusting. Breakfast provided by Chick-fil-A. Monday morning on 1010XL.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjax.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hey, Jags fans, after another successful year, it's time to get your prowl on. We want you at the bank this season for all 9 of our home games. Come see your Jaguars in every big matchup in 2023 by securing your Prowl Pass now. To lock in your seats, visit Jaguars.com/prowl or call 904-633-2000. But you better hurry. Prowl Passes are limited and selling fast. Don't miss out on all the action. And remember, it was always the Jags.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at wm.com/careers. That's wm.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM.
When you choose J-Dog Junk Removal, you're not just hiring a junk removal service. You're investing in a company that believes in making a lasting impact on the lives of our veterans and our community. J-Dog is dedicated to giving back to our local veteran organizations. They have donated over $50,000 in materials and services, ensuring that these valuable organizations have the resources they need to support our veterans. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned, veteran-operated.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, Aaron Beasley is going to join us at 4 o'clock. Jay Mariotti at 5. Rick Ballou along with Andrew Gibson. A lot of good stuff coming in on the text line, 0969. Ballou, I'm with you 100% on Cam. That's my dream. He never plays another down for the Jags. Never was sold on him. And Taylor's problems just being average helped cover Cam's mediocrity. Time to recoup some wasted money. Be able to do that if it is voidable. If those guarantees are voidable. Jacksonville's in great cap shape right now. Just over $12 million. I still think they're adding a rush end. I mean, they've got to. Where's the pressure going to come from? You did lose Arden Key. You did lose DeJuan Smoot. Now, I asked you what's the best position group on this defense, and let me start off by saying they improved by 6.2 points. Okay? That is a massive upgrade in 1 year. Granted, they were terrible. They were 26.9 a couple of years ago, but they improved by 6.2 points. They also went from 9 takeaways to 27 takeaways. Some really good things with this defense, but so much of it is based on hope. So much of it is based on development. Is Josh Allen finally going to be consistent? Is Trayvon Walker going to enter superstar type of territory in his second year? Devin Lloyd was a disappointment. Okay, he's a 24-year-old rookie. How much will he mature? He said all the right things, and we spoke at him 3 weeks ago or a month ago. Chad Muma going to get a little bit more involved. I think I know football. Others will say, Bill, you don't know anything. Okay, and that's fine. But to me, didn't it look like this would be a better football team in a true, natural 4-3 style defense? I mean, wouldn't it be great to have Allen on one side, Walker on the other, have Foye, Muma, and Lloyd as your linebackers? I talked to Dave Campbell about that. We may replay the interview, perhaps, that I did a few weeks ago. If we don't have time to get to it today, maybe tomorrow, with Bob Sutton, which I thought was fantastic. Bob does a really good job overseeing this defense. And I think at times fans and media get a little bit, outspoken on it without really understanding it. And that's okay. Is there really that much of a difference between a 4-3 and a 3-4, outside of the fact that you're standing up on the edge or you have your hand in the dirt on the edge? I know a year ago when I went to rookie minicamp and I saw Trayvon Walker in his first ever practice working with outside linebacker coach Bill Shuey, it ruined my day. It truly did. I was like, you're asking him to do too much. I saw it again this year with Yasir Abdullah. He's a fifth-round guy. I mean, where are the sacks going to come from, right? You going to put it on Abdullah as a fifth-rounder to be a guy that's going to get after the quarterback as a rookie? Hey, it may happen. I don't know. I'm just asking. Are you going to put it on Jordan Smith, who's been on a milk carton for 2 years, that all of a sudden he's going to wake up and get after the quarterback? What about all this reaction to K'Lavon Chaisson? It's like the light has finally gone on. This is the year. K'Lavon Chaisson, I've read some stuff where he's been the biggest surprise in camp. I was asked who's the most promising rookie that I've seen in camp. I put everything into perspective, including they don't have pads on. So it's tough to say that it's Anton Harrison. It's tough to say that it's anyone in the ditch. To me, it was clearly Tank Bigsby, a lower body that is just massive. I mean, Jacksonville struggled on 3rd and 1 last year, 62.5%. Jacksonville struggled last year in red zone offense. I mean, they only picked up touchdowns 53% of the time. That can't happen. Not if you're a playoff team. You got to take 3 and make it 7. So maybe Tank Bigsby is a guy now that's going to pick up first down yardage. And granted, you as fans, you've dealt with this for years. You remember 4 straight. They're giving us to Toby Gerhart. He's stoned once again. I mean, terrible play calling and equally bad personnel. Now, maybe you got a guy, maybe you got a beast that's going to be able to pick up first downs for you. And Travis Etienne, the explosiveness, that interesting article that came out this week by, I think it was Next Gen, about how he was 3rd in the league in explosive plays. And I fully do believe that the 220 carries he had a year ago, I don't know if that's going to go up all that much, but I expect him to catch far more than 35 footballs. If I was a betting man, I'd bet him plus 50 as far as receptions this year. So I really like what the offense is doing outside of, some concerns that I have in that offensive line. When I get to the defense, however, it's scary. What's the best position group right now in this defense, Gibby?
I mean, I would probably say I like the linebacker group. I like the linebacker group a lot. But, I mean, corner's pretty solid. I would probably say linebacker, Rick.
Okay.
I like Aluakon, Trayvon Walker. Lloyd's got a ton of promise. I like what I see in Chad Muma. Obviously played a good bit last year. He's going to just develop in his second year. So I like the linebacker group pretty well, actually.
The former regime, I thought, did a really bad job of taking guys defensively and not knowing what to do with them. I mean, this organization, the previous regime, actually worked and considered playing Jalen Ramsey at safety. Okay, I mean, that's all you need to say. I mean, just end it right there. But it's like, Taven Bryan, where do we play him? Miles Jack, different position each and every year. K'Lavon Chaisson, where are you going to play? It's like, just stop it. Put him in Josh Allen. They're moving him all around. Josh, and I understand in college he dropped back 60% of the time under Coach Stoops there. But when you have a 5th-round guy like Abdullah, why not ask him to do one thing? Why not spend all your time with him and say, listen, here's the deal. We're pinning back your ears, and you are rushing the quarterback. Yet, the early observation, he's doing it all. He's stout against the run. He's dropping into coverage. And again, the true football people out there are saying, shut up. You do not know what you're talking about. Okay. But I have a damn opinion. And it feels like you're taking these guys, and even though it's now their full-time job, you're asking them to do too much. You can't sack the quarterback. You had 35 last year. That's 26th in the NFL. You're a really bad 3rd down defense. You were 29th in the NFL. you were equally as bad in red zone defense. You allowed touchdowns inside your own 20-yard line 60% of the time. So changes have to happen. Now, I believe you got the right coach. I think you have a superstar coach. I believe that Mike Caldwell, who was so incredibly gun-shy as a rookie defensive coordinator, has certainly gotten much. I mean, last year I asked him before the season who was going to wear the green dot. He didn't even answer the question as if that was going to be secretive. You can't keep the green dot secretive. You just can't do it. I want to believe that these second-year players are going to make a run towards stardom. I really believe that. So much of the 2023 Jaguars is based on what Trayvon Walker does, what Chad Muma does, and what Devin Lloyd does. And I also want to put Andre Sisco there because Urban Meyer ruined his rookie year. In my mind, this is Andre Sisco's second season. If you can get those four men to improve, and in some cases, let's say one of the four or two of the four significantly improve, this will be a much better football team. What is your best position group? There's no way it's rush edge. I dare you to send me that at 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. I'll listen to you on interior defensive linemen. I also think this year, and grip the steering wheel with both hands. Jacksonville Jaguar fans, you're going to see something around here you haven't seen in forever. You know what it's called? The Jags have the lead. The Jags are up by 2 possessions. Their opponent is forced to become one-dimensional and throw the football. Therefore, I think running statistics defensively are going to be improved dramatically because once you get into the third quarter, teams aren't going to run the football at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to be up by 10 points. Jacksonville's going to be up by 14 points. I may go interior defensive line. Can you go linebacker, as Gibby said? I just told you about the promise. Aloakon's a star. Everyone else, it's kind of like, I hope. Corners. They made a major mistake last year by keeping Darius Williams in the slot. What took so long? They finally moved him. He held up. He played well. Campbell's their best defensive player. Do you have faith in Darius Williams that he can play at that level for 17-plus games? What about slot? I mentioned to Shea Townsend when I spoke with him last month that is clearly the Achilles heel of this defense. He didn't like it. He didn't like that I said that. He went to bat for Trey Herndon. He told me Trey Herndon is a better football player than he was, considered a year ago. You know what another part of this is, too? Can you get it from just one? Just one. Can you get Christian Braswell or Eric Hallett or the undrafted free agent Caleb Hayes or Buster Brown or Gregory Jr.? Can you get one of those to give you something? You're talking about 3 6th-round picks, 1 7th-round pick, and an undrafted free agent who has, a 41-inch vertical. He runs like a 4.2. He's sick, the Caleb Hayes kid out of BYU. Can you get anything at all from one of those 5 players to help your secondary? And then the safety position, I think, is okay, lacking in depth. You have Sisco. You have, as great as Rayshawn Jenkins is, and he had a career year, right? Isn't that the word? Pro Football Focus ranked him 80 out of 88 as safeties. Take it for what it is. They ranked him 80th. You got Antonio Johnson, who's looked good. It's more of an extra linebacker. I don't know if you can put any promise in Antonio Johnson as being a cover guy out of Texas A&M, but certainly someone who can help you at the line of scrimmage. So those are your position groups on defense. Again, they have a chance. They really do. If these young players develop. And I'm hoping that's the case. The vibe is real. The culture has changed. The new building, the Miller Electric Center, the best of I've got a tour of it last week, the best of anything and everything that you could want. I think it makes a difference. I think people want to play for this coach. I think people want to play for this team. So that's my look on it. All right, let's get to Aaron Beasley. He joins us at 4 o'clock. More on the Jaguars. We have some college football coming up a little bit later on. Jay Mariotti as well at 5, the latest on Ohtani and also the latest on the PGA Tour in their merger. All of that right here on your home of the Jags.
Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm dancing. Let's go. Gotta love this, don't you? I like this kind of party. I love you, man. You can't feel this one. Something wrong with you. Best feeling in the world.
Celebrate sports and life with 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter, is looking for experienced and dependable HVAC services technicians to join our growing team. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is committed to delivering the highest level of service to our customers. Successful candidates will be hardworking, dependable, possess strong problem-solving skills with at least 2 years of HVAC experience. Ready to get to work? Please visit our website at duckduckac.com and click on the careers page. We look forward to hearing from you. That's duckduckac.com.
Duck Duck AC is an equal opportunity employer.
Life isn't the same without music, and Players Grill Miramar has Samuel Sanders performing covers and original music this Friday at 7:30. Jam out with this local singer-songwriter while enjoying tasty food everyone can enjoy. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has become an attractive destination for golfers all over North Florida. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that'll test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time today at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Are you ready to sizzle up your 4th of July? Southern Steer Butcher has everything you need to make this holiday a mouth-watering success. See our Facebook page for our sparkler sample deal and more.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Clearwater.
John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
The
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball presented by FIS is home all weekend at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. It's Coors Light Thirsty Thursday tonight and then Red Shirt Friday and fireworks tomorrow presented by Snyder Heating and Air Conditioning. The first 2,000 fans Saturday get a free Jumbo Shrimp Hawaiian shirt courtesy of Swisher. Then it's Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day as kids run the bases after the game. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family fun.
This is Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. It's time to take control. Don't give in to that constant joint pain. Take back your quality of life today with QC Kinetics. Call them today at 904-274-5522 to set up an appointment at their Mandarin or Ponte Vedra locations. Take control with QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime, no more pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. QC Kinetics takes your body's own healing agents and concentrates them in the area where you have pain. You can repair and restore damaged tissue naturally through regenerative medicine. The summer is here. You need to be out there having fun, making memories, golfing, walks on the beach, enjoying your life. Take control now and start living pain-free. No surgery, no downtime. QC Kinetics has locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Call them today at 274-5522. That's 274-5522.
Honey-do list around the house just getting longer? First Coast Home Pros has handyman services you can trust. From bathroom remodeling to home repairs, First Coast Home Pros has you covered. Go to firstcoasthomepros.com.
We've been telling you for almost a year about Nathan's Family Chiropractic and the 100-Year Lifestyle Network. If chronic back or joint pain is keeping you down, don't listen to me. Listen to what Jacksonville is saying about Dr. Alan Nathans.
The stem cell treatment took the pain away.
Changed my life. It's awesome.
Your body just works better when it's aligned. We're believers.
His no-needle regenerative protocols are giving people their lives back. Get yours back, too. Go to the pro in the know. Don't do another cortisone injection. He's one of us, helping all of us for the past 25 years. For more info, drnathans.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. The news we've been waiting for in Jaguars circles is now out. According to Adam Schefter, the NFL is officially suspending Jaguars tackle Cam Robinson 4 games for violating the NFL's PED policy. This coming out just seconds ago. Adam Schefter of ESPN is reporting that Cam Robinson, Jaguars tackle, suspended 4 games for violating the NFL's PED policy. Rick Ballou has more on this story as well coming up in just a few moments. And the NFL also announced another slew of suspensions today. Isaiah Rodgers, Rashad Berry of the Indianapolis Colts, and free agent Demetrius Taylor are suspended indefinitely for violating the NFL's gambling policy. Titans tackle Nicholas Petit-Frere also suspended as well. 96 degrees at 4:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
All right, just after 4 o'clock, good to have you with us. My name is Rick Ballou with you tonight till 6. We do have breaking news. You heard Gibby just say it. I guess if you complain loud enough.
They heard you, Rick.
It will happen. How about that? Cam Robinson, the announcement in, and it's better than expected. Many felt 6 games. The initial return is going to be 4 on Cam Robinson, and I have to imagine he will exercise his right to appeal. So I got to believe best case scenario would be 2 games, realistically 3. But I think if you were betting on this, you would have to say 3 and or 4 games is what he is going to miss to begin this year for the Jaguars. So, hey, you know, I've been complaining about this night after night after night after night. I still don't understand what took the NFL so long. But this is good news now for Jacksonville because now they can begin to piece together what they're going to do with training camp, 26 days away. He'll miss the opener at Indy. He'll miss the home opener with Kansas City, followed up by Houston, and he won't be able to play in the very first game in London against the Atlanta Falcons. Again, if you're joining us for the first time today, the Frangie Show on vacation. I move up a little bit this afternoon. I'll be with you till 6, but Cam Robinson has been suspended for 4 games. All right, let's bring in a former Jaguar. It's always great to talk with Aaron Beasley. Actually, I had an opportunity to watch some of the Jaguars practice with him a few weeks ago, and he joins us here on the Jaguars flagship. Aaron Beasley, young man, how are you?
I just have one problem. Can I do my tee shot first?
Yes. Where are you playing?
I'm up in Jersey.
Oh.
And I'm out here on one of Ron Jaworski's maybe 8 or 9 courses, running there.
Yeah.
Good plug for him. And I'm playing with a great former Eagle because, you know, I'm born and raised Philly and everything. And I'm out here playing with the great Dr. Lem Burnham. And he's kicking my whoop, and we're having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit this.
All right.
I'm gonna put this microphone.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What are you now? Give us yardage and club selection, please.
Okay. Ask that again.
Give us your yardage and club selection.
Well, we're probably about 340. We're playing from the whites today.
Oh, you're off the tee. Okay, my bad. All right, go ahead. Drop it, hit the ball, and let us know what goes on.
Oh, here's Lem.
Hey, Len. All right, I guess we don't have Lem, but Aaron Beasley, I thought he was on the fairway. I was going to get some yardage from him and his club selection. Aaron Beasley's moved back to Duval, but, of course, he's from those parts. Played his college football at West Virginia, but it's good to have him back here in the city of Jacksonville. How'd you do?
Good drive.
Okay.
He's in the fairway, folks. Fairway Faraday. Hey, but what's up, man? I'm back, man. Let's talk some Jaguars. What you got?
Well, news came in. Cam Robinson, a 4-game suspension. It was announced literally moments ago. Is that what you expected? Do you think it'd be a little bit more? What are your thoughts there?
I really, the way the scheduling is going with the suspensions, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad it's less than what we expected because sometimes these things go 6 to 10 games, and we'll take 4. I feel like by that time he'll still be in game shape because he still can practice for camp.
Yeah. What did you see when you were out there? I know I got to spend some time with you during practice. Tyson Campbell has obviously done some really good things along with Darius Williams, but I want to get your early input on some of these other younger defensive backs. Did any of them stand out for you, Aaron?
Well, I just know from college, I watched a lot of the Texas A&M games, and I know our free safety is going to be one of those players. What's my guy's name that came from Texas A&M, 5th-round pick?
Antonio Johnson.
Yo, I love what he was doing. He's a hitter. I just think he just needs to get a little more football awareness because that's going to happen once you start learning that, football is your life and now you can just study film. I feel like he's going to be a good player. I feel like just our whole defense is just going to have to step up, kind of like what the situation with us was when our offense was putting all those points up.
Mm-hmm.
The defense puts it on themselves. They're like, yo, they're stepping up. We got to step up.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
He doesn't look like a safety, Antonio Johnson. He looks like a wide receiver.
Like a corner.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
He's a long, lanky.
Mm-hmm. Overall, guys like me, we wonder, 3-4-4-3. Obviously, they run the former as opposed to the latter. I think the personnel sets up well for a 4-3 defense. What's your belief with that after watching them play last year?
I kind of tend towards being hybrid right now because, even though we were a 4-3 defense when I was there, we could switch to a 3-4 when we had Bryce. You can put T-Bragg, you can stand him up and he can drop. I feel like it just adds more confusion to a quarterback because when you're just in a 4-3, you know who's coming all the time. And I feel like what we can do is be multiple.
Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence, his growth as a cornerback, what did you see? And what do you think really affected him the way that he changed? I guess it was week 9, week 10 where, the light really went on for him.
Just picking up the speed of the game. It's like playing quarterback out there. It's like you don't realize everybody's great. Well, you realize it, but but you can't take a play off. And I feel like those early games where the turnovers were happening, you go back and you reflect, and you have self-evaluation. I think that's what he did when Doug down there coaching. I mean, you know that you can trust everything he's saying because he's been there and done it. I think he really relied on his coaching because we have a hell of an offensive coaching staff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Aaron Beasley, our guest. All right, Aaron, last one for you. Cedric Scott, in the job that he has done, the director of strength and conditioning, I think this has gone somewhat unnoticed. First of all, those soft tissue injuries that this organization lived with for year after year after year, that has been, for the most part, taken away. And then you see noticeable strength and growth. For instance, Andre Sisco, the amount of muscle he's put on. What are your thoughts on their strength and conditioning program?
Well, I can just go by what I know, and that is the game has changed where there's more flexibility. There's more about dynamic. There's more about quick twitch. Because when I was coming up, it was about how much can you bench and how much can you squat, and what's your 40 time. And now it's about your flexibility because, you know, you got to be able to play a whole season. And that's one of the issues with us. You think about it, we had like 26 guys on the IR after our 99 season, and then maybe 25 guys the next season. When you have guys that are just tight, it's a big difference, and I see it. I just don't say I see it with us. I see it in just the training in general.
Yeah. All right, who's the team to beat out there in New Jersey?
Well, I would say the Jets.
No.
Oh, Lem Barnum. Lem Barnum is about to speak in now. Lem Barnum.
I was going to ask what group of golfers out there in your tournament is or is it even a tournament that you're playing? Or are you just on Ron Jaworski's course?
We're not playing in a tournament. We're just playing golf.
Just playing golf. All right. How is Beasley?
Lem invited me to golf.
Yep.
Lem invited me to golf, and it's funny. I was telling my younger sister the other day, like, I have so much respect for the OGs of this game, and like, I had Hugh Green call me the other day, and then Lem Barnum text me today, like, you want to golf? I'm like, of course, I'll carry the clubs. What do you want me to do? Like, that's the kind of respect I have for the game because I know we all walk on the shoulders of those who came before us. Yeah. And I really believe in that, and I feel like every young guy should really have a mentor OG.
No doubt. Aaron, always a lot of fun, man. I appreciate it. We'll see you back here real soon.
But look, I'll be back. I'll be on the sidelines. We're going to be talking some more football. Love you, bro.
No doubt about it. Thank you, Aaron Beasley. There he goes. Good stuff. We appreciate him taking some time out during his busy golf game out in New Jersey. Hugh Green, one of the greatest defensive college football players, really of all time. Hugh Green. Some of those phenomenal old Pitt teams. Pitt won a natty, right, with Tony Dorsett and the Dan Marino era. Came on with it. Bill Freilich, Hugh Green, among others. All right, thank you to Aaron Beasley for giving us a couple of minutes of his time. If you're joining us for the first time, it has been announced now from ESPN's Adam Schefter. I'm waiting on any new details to come in, but we know it's a 4-game suspension for Cam Robinson. I think this is good in so many different ways, so many different circles. And I understand that you can make the point that Trent Baalke and Phil Rauscher and Doug Peterson, that they were expecting this. But now they have it. Now they know for sure. And you're still a month out before the start of training camp. So that allows them to, officially say if there was a game this Sunday, you know that Walker Little is your starting left guard, and you know that your starting left tackle, and that Anton Harrison, a rookie, is your starting right tackle. When I come back, I want to dive more into this because this suspension is going to void the guarantee of his $16 million base salary for 2023. What an enormous mistake by Cam Robinson. I mean, what an enormous mistake. So let's come back and let's take a look at this. I gave you a scenario in the first hour, hypothetically speaking, that I thought the best case scenario for this football team would be Walker Little plays so well, Anton Harrison plays so well, that Cam Robinson never plays another down. They could cut him, recoup that cash, re-sign Evan Engram. The Engram deal is until the 17th, right? You got to get a deal done with him in the next 18 days, or you can't redo his deal until after the season. So let me read the language on that as well, as far as being able to cut Robinson. I don't know if you're able to do that until after the 4 games. If, in fact, you can do it before the 4 games, that all depends on how the contract actually was written. So let's come back. Much more on this. If you want to join in on the conversation, always the best way to get us is on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. That number is 641-1010.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the best bet card rooms of Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine.
Money can buy love. Well, sort of, if you know what I mean. But money can't buy victories in Major League Baseball. Just ask the Mets and the Padres. The Mets went on a wild spending spree and have a team record payroll of $344 million. They have a 35-43 record. The Padres' payroll was nearly $246 million with a 37-41 record. How about the poor boys? The Orioles are 29 out of 30 teams in payroll and have the 3rd best record in baseball. Best record belongs to the Rays, who are 28th in payroll. The Diamondbacks are 47-32 with a 20th size payroll. Like every other big-time sport, winning is a matter of finding the best players and a coach to motivate, develop, and lead them. Sure, money is great, but how many times do players get mega contracts and lose their edge, their drive to get better? They're signed in part because of their names, but who wants to watch yesterday's stars play like minor leaguers in their twilight years?
Here's Linda Beaver.
We know that you have options when it comes to buying or servicing your vehicle. We also know that not all experiences are created equal. We promise when you choose to do business with Beaver, you will always get thoughtfulness about your time and hard-earned money, a team member motivated by desire to help you, and in lifelong relationships with a team that cares. Pair all that with a huge selection of inventory. You can't go wrong with Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We promise we're here to wow you.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason Stanley Pools is a family tradition of fine swimming pools. It's locally owned and run by the Stanley family since 1988. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build and renovate our pool, and they do a fantastic job of maintaining it. I've recommended Stanley Pools for years for pool construction, repairs, maintenance, and renovation. Call Stanley Pools at 269-7277 today to transform your backyard. That's Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
'Tis the season to be cool. Florida Home AC wants to make sure you're not cooked like a Christmas goose this summer. Make sure your AC unit is ready for the heat, and if it's time to look at replacement, look for quality and value. You'll get that from Florida Home AC. And right now, take advantage of $1,750 off a brand new heating and AC unit. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for all the details and trust a company that will always keep you cool. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
It's the show made especially for Jags fans.
That's the kind of talk I like to hear.
With Mike Dempsey, Fat Tony, and E.T.
I like that, man. I like that.
Jaguars Today, every weekday from 10 to noon.
From the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Studios.
On 1010XL.
Cold beer and good grub. That's what you'll get at Taps on 210. Just a great neighborhood feel where friends and family get together. Check out Taps in the Winn-Dixie Plaza, just west of 95 on County Road 210, proudly supporting our 9 After 5 weekly. Head there for a cold one.
Hi, I'm Megan, your Member Services Specialist with the Northeast Florida Safety Council. We've been keeping Florida businesses safe for over 80 years. We offer a variety of online and in-person safety classes. Our learning management system keeps track of all of your certifications and notifies you before they expire. Enjoy all the benefits and take the hassle out of safety compliance by becoming a member today. Visit nefsc.org. That's nefsc.org.
I-9 Sports, offering youth sports leagues all over the First Coast. If you want to find out how you can get your son or daughter in flag football, soccer, basketball, or t-ball, the focus is simply on them. Log on to i9sports.com and get your kid in the game.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that diabetes is a leading cause of blindness and affects up to 34 million Americans? Please don't take diabetes lightly. If you have diabetes, see your favorite Bowden Eye doc and save your vision. Bowden Eye is dedicated to the protection and preservation of the treasured gift of sight. Bowden Eye & Associates. Visit today for your personal consultation. keeping the First Coast focused. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888-8 Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Hey, Jags fans, after another successful year, it's time to get your prowl on. We want you at the bank this season for all 9 of our home games. Come see your Jaguars in every big matchup in 2023 by securing your Prowl Pass now. To lock in your seats, visit Jaguars.com/prowl or call 904-633-2000. But you better hurry. Prowl Passes are limited and selling fast. Don't miss out on all the action. And remember, it was always the Jags.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, word is out. Cam Robinson suspended for the first 4 games for the Jaguars during the 2023 season. Still able to practice, still able to be a part of team meetings, travel with the team, do everything with the team. But he is not allowed to play in the first 4 games. I do like that rule. He's able to participate in training camp. I think it makes total sense for him to cross-train, right? Some left tackle work, obviously. How about some left guard work? Right tackle, kind of the unwritten rule has always been, or the feeling around here is that, Walker Little is more of a right tackle, but he's played 25 snaps there. If you remember the game last year when Taylor went out and Little went in, Cam went out. So Little had to slide over to left, and Taylor had to gut it out. So Walker Little doesn't have a lot of experience at right tackle. Walker Little played 5 games last year at left tackle. I'm very outspoken about this. In my opinion, I would love to see Walker Little just step in and never step out. Win that job. But there's no guarantee that happens. It's an unbelievable opportunity for this guy. I mean, if he plays well, the Jags could re-sign him. He could be the bookend left tackle for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. He could also, after 4 games, there could be all of us here on 1010 saying, oh my gosh, when is Cam Robinson getting back? This thing is a disaster. So he will miss at Indy to open it up, home here with Kansas City, home here with Houston, and then the first game in Atlanta, the first game in London against Atlanta. Honestly, with or without Cam Robinson, at worst, they should be 3-1, in my opinion. They should win in Indy. Indy today suspended 2 players, and they ended up cutting them, including a guy that was a big-time contributor to them. This came in because of gambling. That was announced a little bit earlier today. Isaiah Rodgers, 9 starts last year. Also the kick return man for the Indianapolis Colts. Cut. Ballard's like, see ya. What have you done for lately? Chris Ballard's came right out and said we can't have that with this team. So some particulars are this. He will be suspended for 4 games. He makes $888,000 a game. God, they overpaid for him. You're giving this guy $900K a game. What a bad signing. All right, so it's $888,000 a game. That's $3,555,000, which he loses. And the suspension also voids the guarantee of his $16 million base salary for the 2023 season. He's in year 2 of a 3-year, $52 million contract, which he will never see next year. He's got no guaranteed money for the 2024 season. ESPN stats and information. This is in a piece that Duraco put out there, Michael Duraco. Cam Robinson was ranked the 59th best tackle in pass block win rate. I'm sorry, people. I am. You got a 23-year-old star. You finally have a bona fide superstar at quarterback, and he's 23 years of age. He won't turn 24 until October. There has to be so much emphasis on this offensive line. Don't pass rush me. Don't cover corner me. Don't tell me you need a tight end. No, you need the best offensive line that you can get. Go back to the Philadelphia Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. What did they have? They had wide receiver by committee. They had only one 1,000-yard receiver, and it was a tight end in Zach Ertz. They had running backs by committee. Go back and look at the roster in the years that Doug Peterson was there. What did Doug Peterson have? He had a nasty defense, and he had a very good offensive line. The Jaguars' offensive line is the worst position group on this team. Now, Brandon Sheriff had the worst year of his career. I believe he's going to get better. Luke Fortner was a 24-year-old rookie who played every game. I believe he's going to get better. Your right tackle's a first-round draft pick in Anton Harrison. I'll let you fill in the blank there. 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Could he show up and be serviceable? I guess that's good enough as a rook. It is. It's good enough. Just don't make massive mistakes, like, frankly, Juwan Taylor did when he was a rookie or in his second year. Left guard, there's going to be a lot of competition. Ben Barch, is he healthy? Ty Shatley back another year. Jaguars have some other guys that, that honestly they like. They really do with the offensive line. Cole Van Lanen is a guy who's been around a little bit. Coy Cronk is more of a tackle type. But those folks are going to be battling for that job. Blake Hance is another one who, is not going to blow you over as far as name recognition, but they like this group. And I'm critical about it. They like it much more in the building. The building, it's always been, the building loved Brandon Linder. In town, Brandon Linder was kind of like, oh, he's a leader by example. It's kind of like, really? And I do an interview with Brandon Linder. I'd ask him 50 questions, and the interview would last 2 minutes. Okay? And I don't take it personally, but if he's supposed to be a leader, answer the damn question, right? Well, he's a leader in the building. Well, okay, that was the former regime. I get the feeling that Phil Rauscher is one of the really, really good offensive line coaches in this game, okay? You lose Jim Bob Cooter, deal with it. Deal with it, okay? You lost Chris Jackson. Well, he lied about taking a job, so already let's question his character. And the Jaguars led the NFL in drops with 41, okay? So I'm going to look at this right now. I'm sorry, but it's totally addition by subtraction when you bring in former Jaguar player Chad Hall. 41 drops. Can't have it. Okay? You just can't have it, including a huge one against Kansas City. You can't drop the football. Maybe with Chad Hall coming in, it's going to change things a little bit. But that's my feeling about this team is that they're like, keep ripping the offensive line. On the month of June and when you get into the month of July, everything now is about what? It's about lists. It's about rankings. Oh, this position group is this way. These are the top 100 players in the NFL. These are the top 10 most explosive combination of quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Everyone's got lists. It's kind of a dead period. So in order to keep NFL fans feed their appetite, everyone does it. I'm not a huge fan of it because they're always very subjective, in my opinion. But maybe they got something there. Maybe that offensive line finds a spark. If there's one thing that I would wish for you as Jaguar fans, not for me, for you, for Jaguar fans, is for this wall of Duval to become so good. If I could have one position group be so, it wouldn't be the receivers. It wouldn't be the backs. It wouldn't be anything on defense. It would be, give me 5 offensive linemen who their entire life is about protecting Trevor Lawrence. How cool would that be? How cool would it be to have people rolling into the stadium with the wall of Duval, and all of a sudden Jacksonville, yeah, you got a great quarterback, yeah, you got a fantastic coach, yeah, you get in a brand new stadium, yeah, you got a brand new Miller Electric Center, you got the best of everything, but you have the most dominant offensive line in the NFL. How cool would that be? That's the identity of the team. That's why I had my fun with the Linder thing. Oh, leader by... You think Leon Searcy ever avoided the media? Dave Weidel, Ben Coleman, Tony Baselli, DeMarco, Tilsky. I mean, they answered the damn question. They were the leaders of the team in the 90s. That team, you can Brunell me, Taylor me, Smith me, McCardle me, all day. The leaders of that team was the offensive line. Who's been the leader of the offensive line around here? Honestly. Who's the last leader? Was it Brad Meester? I'm just asking. Who's the last leader on that offensive line? Luke Jokel? Who are all those fuzzy guys they spent money on? What, Zane Beatles? And who was the guy they got over from Charlotte that was supposed to be a real, he's going to kick your ass. I can't even remember his name. He was so bad. Who was the guy from Charlotte who came over here a couple of years ago?
From the Panthers, yeah. I'm trying to think of his name, too.
We can't even remember him. He's so bad.
Yep.
Someone tell me. I'll give you some Miller Lite swag. I met with the Miller Lite folks today, man. I got some unbelievable swag. Setting up our 5 football remotes.
Andrew Norwell.
I just
thought
of it. What a waste of freaking time that was. Andrew Norwell. He couldn't block me if I had my hand in the dirt.
And he was a grumpy guy, too. Every time you try to talk to him, he would just kind of be in a mood where he didn't want to talk, right? And he didn't really back it up either. I mean,
the guy they got from Dallas who was always pissed off, he's lockup. Parnell.
Yeah, Jeremy Parnell.
What a joke. Seriously. What? I'm listening, people. Contribute. 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Tell me the last time there has been a dominant, kick-ass offensive lineman on this football team. I got the answer for you. You cannot. How can that happen? You got 5 of them, and it's been nothing. I want to believe that's going to take a turn. The Anton Harrison, I had one guy, it was and I respect, I think it was Louis Riddick who said it. Louis Riddick is the only one who said when he studied film that Harrison didn't stand out in the way of being nasty. He's the only one I heard who said that. Everyone else that we spoke with, including Dave Campo, at our radio station. Spoke with quite a few people as well. We're told the exact opposite. Anton Harrison has nasty. I want it so bad. I want it more than Trevor Lawrence throwing for 5,000 yards. I want it more than Trevor Lawrence throwing 40 touchdowns. I do. I want an offensive line where this football team's up by 10 and you're handing the ball to Travis Etienne. You're handing the ball to Tank Bigsby. And I know it's not sexy. I understand it. But you ask any one of those offensive linemen, man, they love to run block. They'll take run block 9 out of 10 times compared to pass block. That becomes their game. They watch the defense wear down. The defense has their hands on their hips. That offensive line is all lathered up, and they're running downhill. Give me the wall of Duval. All right, when I return, we got more to do. I'm waiting, honestly. You're good fans. Just do me one little favor. Tell me the last time there was a dominant offensive lineman on this football team. Certainly not Cam Robinson. Certainly not Juwan Taylor. One is gone. The other could be happening real soon.
Sweltering weather, the dog days of summer at the office, and no Jaguars on-field action for 6 whole weeks. So let us help you beat the summer heat with The Scoop. New episodes every Wednesday all summer long on the 1010XL social channels and wherever you get your podcasts. Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here. Right now, you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. With over 400 used in stock plus more than 100 vehicles under $18,000, don't wait. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast, and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-onefcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA. Who's the only person to walk in space and also visit the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean?
How long has it been since you compared homeowners' insurance rates? Log on to southernoak.com to get an instant quote or find an agent near you.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
NASA astronaut Catherine Sullivan is the only person so far who has spacewalked and has traveled to the Mariana Trench.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 29, 1961, Willie Mays becomes the 4th player in MLB history with 3 or more home runs twice in one season with a 10th inning blast against the Phillies.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal Opportunity Employer.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph is such a hardy, big, beautiful bike. If they come into the showroom, what can they find?
You're going to find everything from the modern classics, the Trident, the Scramblers, bobbers. We've got it all.
And inventory is always changing, right?
It is always changing. It's fluctuating fast. If you see it, you better get it.
So come on into the showroom. That's the easiest way. Or log on to cyclesofjacksonville.com. You're on Atlantic near Regency. That's Cycles of Jacksonville.
Are you ready to sizzle up your 4th of July? Southern Steer Butcher has everything you need to make this holiday a mouth-watering success. See our Facebook page for our sparkler sample deal and more.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
If you want to get into broadcasting, 1010XL is partnering with the Broadcasters and Sportscasters Mentoring Group to offer on-air broadcast training to a select few. Find out how you can be mentored at getintobroadcasting.com. GetIntoBroadcasting.com.
You lost your swing. We got to go find it.
It's your Saturday morning swing adjustment.
Grip it and rip it.
Get the golf tips and talk to take your game to the next level. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
All right, Cam Robinson is suspended for the first 4 games for the 2023 Jacksonville Jaguars. I have to imagine, will have an opportunity to appeal that. I actually believe the Jaguars get a break here. 4 games. Prisco yesterday telling us he had heard 6. That certainly had been mentioned in this building as well. I happen to be one of those who thought every day that went by could maybe be better for the Jaguars. So it begins at 4. Could it realistically go to 3? We'll see. $16 million guaranteed money voided. I mean, that is unbelievable. You look at the guaranteed salaries of the 2023 Jaguars. Cam Robinson, $16 million. You can cut that up right now. Next up is Darius Williams at $11 million. Josh Allen, $10,892,000. Guaranteed money. Your quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, $4 million is his guaranteed money. Foye, Aloha Khan, guaranteed money, $1,080,000. Trayvon Walker, $2,403,000. These Trent Baalke's done a really, really, really good job with these contracts, and some of them I just mentioned were rookie contracts, so you get that and you understand that. But I know when people look at the years and they look at the money, they freak out a little bit. And instead, it's all about guaranteed money. It's about dead cap money. Even Brandon Sheriff this year, guaranteed money, $1,165,000. Now he's got a cap money of $10,000 or $10 million. Excuse me, but Jacksonville's in a good position. They have more than $12 million that they can use right now to sign Evan Ingram, or go out and get someone. And I think they should go out and get someone. They should get someone to help them with their pass rush. That's just my way of looking at it. And, I've got major concerns here. I like the fifth-rounder, Yasir Abdullah, and what I've seen, but he's undersized, and he's a fifth-round guy. You're going to expect him to pick up the loss from Arden Key and Dewan Smoot, who obviously right now is still not on the team. They could bring him back. If not, who does it become? Is it Deshaun Dixon who switched positions? Is it Jordan Smith? All this talk about Kayvon Chason and that it's finally going to work for him. I mean, you can get anyone. If you can get anyone, let's say just one of those four is productive, that's probably good enough. But I still think they need to add at least one more player. 53-78, Blue, the best offensive lineman. Mercedes Lewis. Okay, Uche Winare getting a little bit of love. Rest in peace. Loved him, but I'm not going to agree with that. We getting plenty on Baselli. I asked the question moments ago. Who was the last dominant offensive lineman? You got 5 to choose from. I mean, even with the tight end, Lewis getting Meester. People are putting Andrew Norwell in here. They're giving me like laughing emojis. Same with Luke Jokel. Same with Khalif Barnes. When I got back into town here in 2006, that was a pretty decent interior offensive line. It was. With Meester, Nioli, and Manawai, that was good. And injuries reared its ugly head, but that's probably it. And, you got to go to what, 2006, 2007? They've just really missed there. And I absolutely do hope that takes a turn for the better. 89-40, totally agree on the offensive line, Rick. Can you give us a little bit of hockey talk? No, not tonight, even though we had a draft last night. But the reason why you can't find a good offensive lineman is because we were terrible from the 71-69. It mentions Eugene Monroe. It's really, it's staggering. It is. Because that offensive line was so good when this organization got rolling. It was really, really good. And unfortunately, it's just gotten away from them. All right, we're with you tonight up until 6 o'clock. Typically, I am on 6 to 8 alongside Agent Gibbs. My name is Rick Ballou in today as well as in tomorrow with the Frangie Show out on vacation. A couple of other nuggets that rolled in today that now become obviously secondary with the announcement of Cam Robinson. Within the division, Tennessee starting right tackle suspended 6 games. Okay? That happened with, Nicholas Petit Freer.
Petit Ferrer is what I've heard.
Right. 6 games starting right tackle. He's out. That is in Tennessee. Former Jaguar Rashard Berry had a very short stint here with the Jaguars on the practice squad. Let's see. He was signed on May 11th, 2022. And he was waived on August 30th. Then he was re-signed to the practice squad on October 12th. He was suspended for gambling. You got to imagine that's a little bit concerning, right? I mean, if he was, and it would only hurt him, it wouldn't hurt the team. The team, all of these teams have let these players know what they are and what they are not supposed to do. So, I don't understand why any of this would sit on an organization. I think that would only apply for a losing organization, right? When things are going tough and everything begins to multiply, sooner or later a head's got to roll, and that usually becomes a head coach or that becomes a general manager. I don't think that should be the case with these suspensions. we'll see. And in Indianapolis, next to Rashad Berry, who was cut today because of it, also Isaiah Rodgers, who had 9 starts a year ago in Indy. He also averaged 27 yards per kick return in Indianapolis. They were suspended indefinitely, and the end result of that, they ended up both getting cut by the Indianapolis Colts. So I haven't Jameson Williams got 6 games in Detroit. He said he wasn't even aware of it. You know, they got rid of the, what did it used to be called? The NFL Rookie Symposium. I guess that it was falling on deaf ears. So they eliminated that. It was actually pre-COVID. I used to get a lot of good response from that went over about as well as anything that you could do. But for some reason or another, the NFL said, no, forget about it. It's going to be up to all 32 teams now to teach the rookies what they can and what they cannot do. You know, the best story I ever heard at the NFL Rookie Symposium, I don't know if I talked to you about this before, Gibbs. This probably would have been, 20 years ago maybe, when someone told me the story that they're all in an auditorium, all the rookies, and there's legitimately a skit going on. And it's like, a guy at a bar, hot chick at a bar, guy picks up hot chick, it's on stage, then there's like a closed door that shows like a bedroom, and, the guy comes out kind of tussled after a little bit of time spent in the bedroom. And he walks out, and all the players are like, ooh. And then the lady walks out after, grabs the microphone, and says, did you have a good time? He's like, yeah, man, that was awesome. She goes, great. Oh, by the way, I have AIDS. And every single rookie in there, their jaw, dropped to the floor. And I remember when I heard that for the first time, I was like, they didn't. Well, something like that got their attention. But for one reason or another, they elected to get away from the NFL Rookie Symposium. So all of that is on the rookies. And, you look at Jameson Williams. He said last year he wasn't even aware of it. He didn't know that he could not bet. People lie, okay? I mean, no one ever comes out and say, yeah, you got me. People lie. We see it every day in politics. We see it every day in sports. The NFL, pretty specific about this. They came out with the 6 key rules, I think it was last week. Don't bet on the NFL. Don't gamble at your team facility. Don't gamble while traveling for a road game. Don't gamble when you're staying at a team hotel. Don't have someone bet for you. Don't share inside information. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season. Don't play daily fantasy football.
Don't you imagine it's written in their contract that they can't do this, Rick? Like, I'm sure when they're signing the contract, it's pages and pages, and their agent's sitting there, okay, you sign here, you initial here, and you're done, and they don't even read it.
I was going to say, what percentage of players do you think really read the entire NFL contract? I got to imagine that they're pretty lengthy, and there's a lot of fine print, and there's a lot of things that they just don't believe is going to come back towards them. Intriguing, no doubt about it. All right, thank you for your contribution. And, unfortunately, most of you are making a joke about this. And that's devastating for a franchise. It has been devastating for a franchise. But it's so incredibly important. There's no doubt. And I'm not going to tell you that I studied the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? Not going to tell that to you. But Doug Peterson, when he won, he had a great offensive line. And you really get the feeling that this workmanship between the two is really gelling with Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson. And Doug Peterson wants a tight end and catch the football. He's got it. Doug Peterson wants multiple backs who can do multiple things. He's got it. Doug Peterson has more toys than he ever had in Philadelphia. If you look at the wide receivers on this football team, what does Doug Peterson not have that he had in Philadelphia? A dominant offensive line. Are there is there an opportunity that this offensive line can become that? Possibly. I mean, obviously, I'm going to look at Harrison as that guy. I don't know if Walker Little's got the nasty in him. Now, Walker Little could be a really good left tackle. I got to believe that Sheriff and Fortner are absolutely going to be better than they were a year ago. Sheriff was hurt. He did not have a good year. So if they're able to turn that around, this football team is going to end up being that much better. And, it's an offense that, went from 14.9 points a game to 23.8 a game. Look at that. 9 points a game. Unheard of. And despite all that, only one game above 500, right? They weren't blowing teams out. I think they're going to do that this year. I think they're going to have leads this year. This football team learned how to win late in the year. And I think the rookie mistakes are, and I say a rookie because of the lost year under Urban, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to make those type of mistakes next year. Trevor Lawrence went through a 5-game stretch where he threw 13 touchdown passes. What does that mean? That means during the other 12 games, he threw 12 touchdowns. That cannot happen.
The Jaguars have just released a statement on the Cam Robinson suspension. We are aware of the 4-game suspension incurred today by Cam Robinson. While we certainly respect the NFL's ruling and are disappointed with this development, we will support Cam as he works his way through the suspension. Jaguars' statement goes on to say, we are confident that Cam and our team will rise above the challenge and collectively move forward. Cam Robinson also released a statement as well, saying he's going to work hard to get back and those kind of things.
The Jaguars, as expected, there's no reason, unless they knew that they could find someone else to replace him, either directly as an offensive lineman or get another really good football player at another position. It makes total sense right now. I mean, despite everything I'm saying, you're banking on a guy who had 5 starts last year at left tackle, and you're banking on a guy at right tackle who has never played in the league. The interior offensive line, the hope is they all get better. I mean, again, if you Pro Football Focus it or Next Gen Stats it, and you look at all this stuff, the grades are awful. They really are. Now, I don't understand it all. I've asked forever. I don't understand Pro Football Focus. I'd be willing to take out someone, booze and food on me. If you can, in normal terms, explain to me how they come up with what they do on Pro Football Focus, because I have no idea. Let's take a break. Jay Mariotti's next. Take a quick break on the Cam Robinson stuff. He's been very good. He always is, Jay Mariotti. But the latest on Ohtani, also some comments on Jay Monahan and the PGA Tour. It's can't miss stuff. Jay Mariotti next with Rick Ballou.
This is Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. It's time to take control. Don't give in to that constant joint pain. Take back your quality of life today with QC Kinetics. Call them at 904-274-5522 to set up an appointment at their Mandarin or Ponte Vedra locations. Take control with QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime, no more pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. QC Kinetics takes your own body's healing agents, concentrates them in the area where you have pain. You can repair and restore damaged tissue naturally through regenerative medicine. The summer is here. You need to be out there having fun, making memories, golfing, walks on the beach, enjoying your life. Take control now and start living pain-free. No surgery, no downtime. QC Kinetics has locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Call them today at 904-274-5522. That's 274-5522. Take control with QC Kinetics.
Dan Hicken.
You know my song, Love Me Sexy? Yeah, everybody loves that song, man. It was #1 in the country. I stole it.
No. Jeff Prosser.
Sure, you've all heard the rumors, and they are true.
Mornings on 1010XL.
This thing was a disaster from the word go.
The game of golf has never been more popular, and Hidden Hills Golf Club welcomes everyone. You'll love our friendly staff and fantastic golf course. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com or give us a call at 620-0910.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason Stanley Pools is a family tradition of fine swimming pools. It's locally owned and run by the Stanley family since 1988. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build and renovate our pool, and they do a fantastic job of maintaining it. I've recommended Stanley Pools for years for pool construction, repairs, maintenance, and renovation. Call Stanley Pools at 269-7277 today to transform your backyard. That's Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter, is looking for experienced and dependable HVAC services technicians to join our growing team. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is committed to delivering the highest level of service to our customers. Successful candidates will be hardworking, dependable, possess strong problem-solving skills with at least 2 years of HVAC experience. Ready to get to work? Please visit our website at duckduckac.com and click on the careers page. We look forward to hearing from you. That's duckduckac.com.
DuckDuck AC is an equal opportunity employer.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! Pickett here. After work's done for the day, I know you like to find your favorite sofa or recliner and watch the game. Well, me too. It helps all of us wind down for the day. But I bet you don't clean that upholstery too much, do you? That's why you gotta call my friends at Zero Res this month. All upholstery, 25% off the sofa, 25% off the love seat, 25% off the sectional, and of course, 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimates.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I said yes to Yas, Dr. Mitchell Yas, and the Yas method. Now, I know you've probably tried medications, treatments, injections, even surgery. Maybe the reason you're still in pain is because they're treating the wrong thing and not addressing the root causes. Well, I know from personal experience, this does happen. But I found the best-kept secret in pain elimination, Dr. Yas and the Yas method. Call him today, 904-906-YASS, and say yes to Yas.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Woody's Barbecue. Breaking Jaguars news from ESPN's Adam Schefter. Jaguars offensive tackle Cam Robinson has been suspended for the first 4 games of the 2023 season for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing drugs. Robinson will miss games against the Colts, Chiefs, Texans, and Falcons. He is eligible to return for the Jaguars Week 5, October 8th against Buffalo in London. Cam Robinson signed a 3-year deal with the Jaguars in 2022, and this suspension now allows the Jaguars to void any guaranteed money that he still owed under the terms of the contract. More on that coming up in just a moment. Right now, 92 degrees at 5:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, Cam Robinson gone for at least 4 games. He'll get an opportunity to appeal, but 4, depending on what we heard, depending on how you look at it, this may actually be a break for the Jaguars. Some believed it would be as many as 6. We do know it's at least 4. He's going to give up $3,500,000, but the Jaguars now can void the guarantee of his $16 million base salary for the entire 2023 season. Unbelievable. I don't know why it took so long, but finally it came in today, kind of a Thursday afternoon news dump. Much more on that coming up in just a couple of moments. Go to Los Angeles, though. There's other things certainly going on in the world of sports. Always fun to talk with the columnist, Jay Mariotti, who goes into the night with Rick Ballou. You can read everything from Jay. Just follow him on Twitter or go to Substack.com. Mr. Mariotti, how you been?
Don't you love the strategic news dump of the National Football League as 4th of July weekend? You've got millions of people leaving home, leaving the country, and then they dump it on a Thursday afternoon, right,
Yeah,
Rick?
it's unbelievable. This came out here in Jacksonville, the Cam Robinson failed PED test, the night before the draft. Now, what possibly could have taken them that long, in your opinion?
Well, like the gambling announcement earlier in the day, they know when their news, and it's bad news for the league anytime there's a gambling scandal where you have to suspend players for entire seasons. And now what you have going on in Jacksonville, which will impact Trevor Lawrence and weaken their offensive line perhaps. And they know exactly when to release this information, when nobody necessarily cares.
Yeah.
There are all sorts of Jaguars fans leaving town as we speak, and while they'll think about it, they won't be enraged by anything, and the same goes for what's going on in Indianapolis, where you have a starting cornerback and a player, Isaiah Rodgers, who was returning kicks. Now, this is a man, I'm not accusing him of this, but who could impact a football game if he's betting on his own team.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can speak loudly enough about this because ESPN will not do it, and any partner media-wise of the league is not going to speak of the ills of gambling. They want to promote gambling. They will report news, but these are serious issues. When we keep seeing full season suspensions, and we've known about gambling now in the NFL for a couple of years now. It's legal now in 30-some states. It's a fact of life in America. It's a fact of life in sports. And it impacts people who are gambling on sports. And if you aren't sure that your starting cornerback is on the level, and I don't know, may let up a late touchdown or whatever, just allow your imagination to wander.
Yeah.
If we're not up on this and we're not telling fans about it, then they're about to get screwed. So whether it's what's going on in Jacksonville today with PEDs or gambling earlier in the day, yeah, it's happening on the Thursday. To answer your question, the Thursday heading into a big holiday weekend.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, listen, I loved your latest piece on Ohtani because I'm just mesmerized by this. I have never seen anything like it. I mean, obviously, I'm born and raised in Boston. I read all about Babe Ruth, but I can't believe what this man is doing every sixth day when he pitches, and then every night when he goes out there and hits the baseball.
Well, I think it's being lost, Rick, in all the NFL news. The NBA free agency is kicking in, and here we have Shohei Ohtani continuing to do the unprecedented, and we're almost taking it for granted. The other night, he hits 2 home runs, strikes out 10, 6 in the third inning, so he picks up the victory and hits 2 home runs. 4-2, they beat the White Sox, and yet it's the 5th story on SportsCenter, huh? What are we watching here?
Yeah.
This was never supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about double dipping here, unprecedented. Babe Ruth, he's blown this story out of the water. Babe Ruth, was obviously an all-time slugger, but didn't pitch all that much, except for his infancy in the major leagues. Now Ohtani now is 6 years into his career, and we're talking about a man who routinely can hit a home run or two and win a game any given night.
Yeah.
And yet it's sort of ho-hum. So the piece I wrote the other day was, okay, he's doing this in Anaheim. For those not familiar with the dichotomy of Los Angeles and Anaheim, Hollywood is up here and Orange County is down there. And there may as well be a big cultural moat between the two. And Ohtani is down there. And Hollywood is up here where I live in L.A., and there's a lot wrong with Hollywood, believe me. And maybe he'd rather be in the quiet side of that cultural moat.
Yeah.
But I've got to believe that once free agency kicks in for him in the offseason, and if they don't make the playoffs again for the 7th straight year, 7 with Mike Trout as his teammate, I've got to think he's out of there. And L.A. would make a lot of sense.
It really would. I mean, the Dodgers are not afraid to spend. The Dodgers have a rich history. They finally bounced back and won a World Series, but they're a playoff contending team every year. I enjoyed what you wrote because everything else I hear is New York, whether it be the Mets or the Yankees. What do you he's going to be 29. So to say the first billion-dollar athlete, I think that's not going to happen because of his age. What do you think it's going to cost to get Ohtani?
I think $600 to $650 million. You've got Steve Cohen in New York. He's having a rough year. I don't think Scherzer and Verlander will be on that team next year, and he's got to do something. So he's going to pull out his checkbook. Yeah, we'll outbid the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, Rick, that Ohtani is comfortable in Southern California. The proximity to his native Japan, it's a quicker flight to New York, obviously. The Dodgers spend money. I think they deliberately didn't re-sign Trey Turner and laid low in free agency this past offseason so that they could load up for Ohtani. Dave Roberts is even, making hints about it, even though he could be, called out for it by the league. It just makes a lot of sense. The only other option might be if he stays on the Pacific Rim, maybe he likes Seattle, maybe he likes San Francisco, but they don't have the weather of Southern California. So I just think it makes a lot of sense, and I'd be stunned if it didn't happen. Maybe they make the playoffs, maybe they make a run in the American League, but the American League is stacked. I just think he's going to make the next step and go to Baseball Hollywood, which is Dodger Stadium.
The voice of Jay Mariotti joining us here with Rick Ballou on the home of the Jags. You may recognize Jay from his days at ESPN with Around the Horn, and I worked with Jay way back when in Chicago on One-on-One Sports. All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Right here in our backyard is the PGA Tour. It is Jay Monahan. I was absolutely 100% shocked when this came down a couple of weeks ago as far as the merger. Again, I read your piece on Substack.com, but your initial opinion when you heard about it and how you feel now.
I'm gobsmacked. I can't believe that a commissioner who has been bad-mouthing the Saudis for months suddenly decides to jump into business bed with them. And Rick, I'm trying to figure out why. This is the United States of America. There are plenty of billionaires out there who want to invest money in sports. Couldn't he have checked out some of these people, sent his various board members out to find investors in the U.S. if they wanted to support, the legal costs of going after Live Golf? I don't understand why they didn't look inward and simply, go after it that way. We live in America. Why are we cutting deals with murderers? And that's what's happening here. So now you have all of these PGA Tour golfers who are confused. Now you have the live golfers saying we're going to stick with our tour, and Brooks Koepka saying, you know, it prepares me well, and Phil Mickelson, I'm fine here. We're just seeing the beginning of this, and honestly, I think people are sick and tired of it. I'm sick of it. I enjoyed watching the U.S. Open out here. I enjoyed the finish. Wyndham Clark, a refreshing story. It got back to golf, and I'm really tired of this other political stuff, and I think I speak for a lot of people.
Yeah, you do, and you know I'm very well aware of someone that was guaranteed $50 million to go to live. Not as highly recognizable as some other names, but that's $50 million he left on the table, and he said all the right things as to why he would stay on the PGA Tour. I'll never understand how Jay Monahan is going to be able to explain his way through those people.
He's going to have to explain to Congress. Once Congress gets involved, as we've seen with Major League Baseball and steroids, the NFL with concussions, it gets serious. I don't think Monahan will hold up. He's having health issues. I hope he's well. But I don't see that happening. And I do not believe the Saudis are cutting this deal to be back players. I think they want to be front and center. And the fact their guy is going to be involved in the TV negotiations, I think is all you need to know about this.
Yeah. Nope.
We need Congress involved. This is an American issue, and the PGA Tour is an American entity, and it's part of America. And we shouldn't be cutting these deals, especially after that commissioner has been trashing the Saudis for a long time. So I don't know what's going on here. There's a lot wrong about sports, but this is right about at the top of the list right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Jay Mariotti. You can read Jay and all of his columns. Just go to Substack.com, or you can check him out as well on Twitter. Jay Mariotti, always a lot of fun.
Happy weekend, Rick, and I appreciate it, and we'll talk soon.
There he goes, Jay Mariotti. Good stuff from the outspoken one, as always. His piece on Shotani is fantastic on Shohei Ohtani. I mean, I understand baseball's boring, end of story, right? You're missing out on him. Gibbs, I know you're a baseball guy. The other night I was watching Kershaw pitch a no-hitter and watching Ohtani, honestly, single-handedly win a ball game.
He's unbelievable, Rick, and I completely agree with Jay in the ballpark, if you will, of $600 million. That's what I think he's going to get, $600 to $650. And with what he's doing and what he's capable of doing, the team that's going to sign him, the Dodgers, Mets, Yankees, whoever it might be, they'll gladly pay it because of what he can bring, not only on the field but in the stands as well.
Yeah, we're going to miss out on the first $1 billion athlete here with Ohtani simply because of his age. He's turning 29, and
right.
You can say what you want. A lot of these contracts end up being real bad. Pujols, Miggy Cabrera come to mind. We'll see how some of these other big contracts end up. And I'm talking about long-term deal ones. Talking about Freddie Freeman the other day. I think he signed this year and then 4 more years at $27 million per for the Los Angeles Dodgers. But the Ohtani scenario right now is far and away number one. All right, when we come back, let's settle back in on the Jaguars, okay? Cam Robinson, Jacksonville saying the right things. Cam Robinson is saying the right things. It is expected. I think most, if we were betting, right, would say, hey, Blue, I understand your idea, but we also live in real time, and the chances of Walker Little and Anton Harrison holding up for 17 games for a playoff-ready team is probably wishful thinking. So having Cam Robinson here is the way that most believe this organization should go. Let's come back, speak on that. If you want to join the conversation on the text line, always the best way to do that is 641-1010, and that is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
The Frangie Show, live from the Hastings Injury Law Firm Studios on 1010XL. Hit back with Hastings.
Where Jaguars football lives.
And Jacksonville is taking the lead.
Breathes. And roars. 1010XL.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges the battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling. Frank Frangie here. For 4 generations, our team has been dedicated to honest, quality auto service. Whether your vehicle needs tires, custom wheels, brake repairs, or regular maintenance, our experts will treat you like family. With our all-new Orange Park location, it's now easier than ever to get the care your vehicle needs from familiar faces at an affordable price. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment today.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
Inviting you to join me weekdays from noon to 1:30.
Is it lunchtime?
Brought to you by the Sausage Dudes. Sausage with a purpose.
Let's have lunch on 1010 XL.
Are you ready to sizzle up your 4th of July? Southern Steer Butcher has everything you need to make this holiday a mouth-watering success. See our Facebook page for our sparkler sample deal and more.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that dry eye disease affects up to 60 million Americans? Dry eye disease is known to progress. Dry eye disease is one of the most common but least diagnosed eye conditions doctors see in their patients. Many of us who have dry eye may not even feel it. At Bowden Eye and Associates, visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. Bowden Eye and Associates. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
74.3% of those that own a home security system indicate that their security system and products make them feel safe, because security cameras give you peace of mind. Denny Thompson here. Let Tyson Sound and Security assess your home security needs and keep the bad guys out so you can have full peace of mind too. While you're at it, ask them how they can help lower your home insurance payments. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
For the past 5 years in Jacksonville, J-Dog Junk Removal has been on a mission to put veterans back to work. They have successfully helped over 40 veterans find meaningful employment, and they're not stopping there. Their goal is to reach an astounding 75 veterans employed by the year 2025, all in our local community. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned, veteran-operated.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, thank you to Jay Mariotti for joining us, the Frangie Show on vacation. My name is Rick Ballou, typically with you 6 to 8. But tonight, or today, we do it 3 to 6. That'll be the case tomorrow as well. Cam Robinson, a 4-game suspension. A lot of people asking me if I believe he will appeal. Yes, absolutely. Will it be reduced? No clue. My guess is that he'll ask for a 2-game reduction. There are times in appeals where you can meet halfway. I would say best case scenario, it goes from 4 games to 3 games. But that's just a guess. Statement from Cam Robinson, quote, as a veteran leader in the locker room, I always want to set a good example, and my actions in this instance are not a reflection of that goal. I apologize to the fans, my coaches, and most importantly, my teammates. It hurts me that I cannot be out there with my brothers at the start of the regular season. I will attack training camp the same way I have the last 6 seasons to make sure I am ready both mentally and physically. End of quote. Cam Robinson. 7130. Blue, why are you so hard on the offensive line? They allowed 5, the 5th least amount of sacks. Everyone wants to talk about losing the right tackle, but could it be Trevor Lawrence's ability to get rid of the ball quickly the last 2 years that helped make the offensive line players better? C. Manning with the Colts. Trevor Lawrence absolutely makes the offensive line better. Trevor Lawrence is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL with his escapability of sacks. Can you imagine what it would have been like if Gardner Minshew was the quarterback of this team? Now, the sacks would have been around the same, but the difference is Minshew would have tucked and ran the ball immediately. Maybe the eye test is better. The numbers are dreadful. It doesn't matter which way you go. I mean, even stuff like this, Pro Football Focus this week came out stating that the Jaguars were 29th in the NFL in adjusted line yards. Okay? These are offensive line grades. 32nd in the NFL. The Jaguars shouldn't be 32nd in anything. 32nd in stuffed run percentage. Trevor Lawrence, as great as he is, 29.5% passing grade under pressure. The numbers are poor. There's no other way to say it, okay? It is clearly the weakest part of this football team. But I say that hoping that it's going to begin to take a turn. I hope Walker Little gets 17 starts this year. Let's find out what's going on. It's make or break time for Ben Bartch, isn't it? Spent a lot of money on Sheriff. I got to believe now, if he can stay healthy, knowing that this team is going to win the AFC South, that there's better football ahead. The rookie we're going to have to see at right tackle. And Luke Fortner, you know, there's a guy who took advantage of COVID. There's a guy who played 6 years or was in school at 6 years at Kentucky. So he's going to be a 25-year-old second-year player in the NFL. His grades weren't great. They were not great at all. I'm looking right here. Luke Fortner, 52. He ranked as the 32nd best center. Last year, Pro Football Focus. Brandon Sheriff, Pro Football Focus. Lowest of his career. Okay? Came in 19th as a right guard. He allowed a career-high 6 sacks. Had a sub-60 grade as far as run blocking. Overall, a 72. It's the lowest of his career. I'm not married to Pro Football Focus. Frankly, I don't know. I told you. Any one of you. Preferably, and hopefully it's a beautiful-looking woman. I'll take you out. I'll buy you cocktails. I'll buy you food. I'll have a ride taking you to and from. Explain to me Pro Football Focus. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I should. I mean, a Gator created it, right? Isn't this all a Chris Collinsworth joint? You know, in this kind of, I'm Chris. I'm going to go hire everyone out of. I'm going to hire everyone out of Harvard and Yale and MIT, and that's today's football. It's all about numbers. The eye test is gone. It's about wicked smart people who never played the game producing numbers. Some numbers you want to support. What was it? Next Gen this week who came out saying that Travis Etienne is the third most explosive back in the league, and one of those was Justin Fields. He was the second most explosive running back in the NFL. So there's numbers that come out that we love. And then there's numbers that come out that just stink. So I'm not put in here to be this way. I'm just being honest with you. Look at DeRocco's story from ESPN. ESPN stats and information, their data. Cam Robinson this past year was 59th in pass block win rate among offensive tackles. I mean, you have 64 offensive tackles. He was ranked 59th, and he's your starting left tackle. Who's making all this money? He's making $1 million a game. When you pay someone to play at that level, aren't you expecting a top 15 grade? Aren't you expecting a top 10 grade? He's 59th out of 64. Oh, why are you so hard? I'm hard on them because they need to get better. I wouldn't have re-signed Cam Robinson. That was a bad signing by this football team. At least they learned with Jawan Taylor. See ya. Bye. Jawan Taylor's not worth $20 million. He's not worth close to $20 million a year. Neither is Cam Robinson. So, I'm just telling you. I'm not happy to say it. I've been telling you all the time. I wish this offensive line would do that. Yada, yada, yada. Blue, hey there, Papa G. Yeah. What do you think of the chance? You know what? I wouldn't bet on a suspension being reduced. I would not do that. Only because there was some thought that it was going to be 6, and it's 4, although I kind of went the other way with it, thinking that every day that went by, maybe the punishment would lessen, and I guess you can make the point that, in fact, it has. If I was a betting guy, I'd go with 4 with a chance of it to get to 3. 76-56. Blue, hey, Rick, you're absolutely right. The offensive line is going to get Trevor. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to be responsible for saying that 4-letter word. And it's a 4-letter word that you can say on terrestrial radio. It's a 4-letter word that you can say in kindergarten. And I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to hang that hanging over my head. That's what I want. You know, I just want some. I do. I believe that. I witnessed it. I witnessed it when I came into this league to cover it. I witnessed it with that Jaguar offensive line, and I heard about other great offensive lines, that Denver offensive line who didn't speak to the media, right? That incredible Dallas Cowboys offensive line. I'm not sitting here telling you that I expect them to have 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line. How about 1? Or better yet, how about a nasty? We saw stupid mistakes by defensive players. Late hits, Trayvon Walker, 15-yard personal fouls, Arden Key in the playoff game, personal foul. How about, even though it hurts the team, how about an offensive line? Personal foul, where you're like, oh, what are you doing? That's stupid. Maybe the other side of it is, yeah, but that's exactly what this team needs. Don't touch my quarterback. Okay, give me the 15 yards, but here's the deal. I just made it a point to show you and the rest of the opponents defensively, don't go near my QB. Can you imagine the amount of sacks this team would have had if it was Nick Foles back there? If it was Chad Henne back there? If it was Zach Wilson back there? Trevor Lawrence made play after play after play, escaping the pocket. And oh, by the way, it was not a phenomenal year for Trevor Lawrence. It was a very inconsistent season. Trevor Lawrence lost games here against Houston. He lost games in London against Denver. He's not going to lose those games this year. He's grown up from that. And that's so encouraging for you to understand. As a Jaguar fan, I just want so bad for this city. I think it would be the coolest thing that this city could have. How do you feel about this, Gibbs? Is this you? Is this not you? Is this tired? Is this you've heard enough? It's not going to happen? How do you feel about the offensive line?
No, it's got to get better. And, if you have a franchise quarterback, which every NFL team wants and desires to have, the Jaguars have that, and now they have to protect it. And, getting Anton Harrison in the first round was a smart move. And, the Jaguars knew before the draft that this suspension was coming. They knew it before we did. And so they made the move to go get a tackle in the first round, something, Rick, that you said they should have done a long time ago. And I agree with that. I mean, That's how you win. You get the franchise quarterback and you protect him. That's how you win. You put good people around him, good players around him. But the utmost importance is you got to protect him, because if you have Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley, doesn't really matter a whole lot if you can't get him the ball, right? And Trevor Lawrence is going to deliver the mail this year in a big way.
Hey, listen, there's nothing I enjoy more than being wrong, because it doesn't happen often. But I made a big spiel about it a year ago. I'll sit here and eat my words. I wouldn't have drafted Trayvon Walker. Last year, I would have drafted Ike Ekwonu. I would have drafted Evan Neal. I have felt this way for a long time. You're not going to win, go into it deep and win without an offensive line. And the best example I can give you, and let's head to a break. Look what happened when Patrick Mahomes was made a peg leg. That offensive line looked at each other and said, that's it. No one is getting near our quarterback. So Patrick Mahomes, and everyone's going to bring up the Christian Kirk drop and the Jamal Agnew fumble and the fact that somehow, somewhere, they couldn't find a guy to cover the best player on the field, not named Mahomes, Travis Kelce. He's a freaking tight end, and they couldn't even cover him. But what happened is that offensive line stood up and said, they're not going to touch Mahomes the rest of the game. That's what I want in this city. I want an offensive line that protects Trevor Lawrence.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe.
NBA free agency opens at 6 Eastern on Friday. The odds heading into free agency, Boston and Denver, the co-favorites to win the title at plus 475. Phoenix is 6-1, Milwaukee plus 750, and the Los Angeles Lakers 12-1. Prop bet on the board for the number one pick, Victor Wembanyama, 40 or more wins for the Spurs, 5-1. 35 or more wins, plus 190. 40 or more points in any game, 3-1. 45 or more points in any single game from Wembanyama is 12-1. For your free subscription, hit the subscribe button at vsin.com. Mike Sennett from VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter, is looking for experienced and dependable HVAC services technicians to join our growing team. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is committed to delivering the highest level of service to our customers. Successful candidates will be hard-working, dependable, possess strong problem-solving skills with at least 2 years of HVAC experience. Ready to get to work? Please visit our website at duckduckac.com and click on the careers page. We look forward to hearing from you. That's duckduckac.com.
DuckDuck AC is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey folks, Nimnick for Life is here. Buy your next pre-owned vehicle with confidence and peace of mind at Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet now offers a lifetime engine and powertrain warranty on qualifying pre-owned vehicles, including 1 year free maintenance. Nimnick for Life keeps you on the road and worry-free. Nimnick also has more than 300 certified pre-owned and used vehicles to choose from. And you know at Nimnick, each vehicle includes a detailed vehicle history report. So visit nimnickchevy.com to see that complete inventory, or shop by payment, or even get your trade value in seconds. Nimnick for Life is here, and that is good news for you. Your next pre-owned vehicle, you'll buy it with confidence and peace of mind at Nimnick. That's Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. Chevy, find new roads.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
If you're often tired, have trouble exercising, or your heartbeat feels irregular, you might have atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Left untreated, AFib can put a strain on your heart and increase your risk of a stroke. But the new Heart Rhythm Center at Baptist Health can help. With the latest treatment options for heart disorders like AFib, our team of specialists can get you feeling stronger again. Learn more at baptistjacks.com/AFib or call 904-202-2342.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
ITB Partners, the official financial firm for the station to beat inflation.
Whoa, Dan. People don't want to joke about their money, not during these tough times.
You mean they'd rather hear about how ITB Partners takes our money and makes us more money?
Now you're talking. They make financial planning simple and easy to understand, even for a couple of slappies like us.
Those guys have been serving Hickets for 3 generations. Junie bugged me. I even got my son Drew being smart with his money in his 20s.
It's never too early to talk with Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Brian Wright, Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, and Craig Ross.
Financial questions, ideas, or thoughts, email chris@itbpartners.com.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Regular movement is key to so many health benefits. Aim for at least 10,000 steps a day. Decide to only take the stairs if you're walking less than 6th floor. Never park in the first 10 spaces of the parking lot. Walk during your work breaks. Get up 10 minutes earlier in the morning and take a short, brisk walk before the chaos of the day starts. There are so many easy ways to stay active. Let's get moving, Jacksonville.
More than qualified to handle your roof. Call J&M and we'll show you the proof. Check with our customers and they all say only one way to go, the J&M way.
We
take pride in doing quality work at a fair price. We use GAF Shingles, America's largest shingle manufacturer. J&M Roofing, under the umbrella. Call 800-640-4594.
License number CCC 1331951.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Life isn't the same without music, and Players Grill Miramar has Samuel Sanders performing covers and original music this Friday at 7:30. Jam out with this local singer-songwriter while enjoying tasty food everyone can enjoy. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I appreciate all the input, the reaction from you. I don't check the text line when the show comes to an end here in just a couple of moments, but I'm always available on Twitter. Oh, the mean streets of Twitter. Baloo 1010XL. So folks like, hey, Baloo, how come you didn't address the Georgia story? I thought I would have gotten something from you on Florida State. Yeah, I was prepared for both. Those looking at us on YouTube, you can see my notes. I got them both. But when you drop a 4-game suspension on us with Cam Robinson, you got to change on the fly. So some of that coming up tomorrow. We'll be going to be back here from 3 to 6 during Friday's program as well. You going to watch any of this match tonight?
Is it tonight? I've forgotten it's on.
I actually think it is.
Who's playing?
The Kelceys, who are insufferable.
Yeah, they are. They're on everything now. They got their own podcast they do, and look, they're on good football teams, man. We just talked about it. Travis Kelce's a monster. His brother Jason's really good too. They're probably both Hall of Famers, I would say.
Jason just tore off on Jaguar fans a couple of years ago. I'll never understand the motive.
I remember that.
That's all I need. Just give me the motive. I mean, why? Something out of Philly. Bunch of stupidity out of Philly, outside of the great Doug Peterson. Even Nick Foles when he got here. You know, Nick Foles sucked. But you know what really turned off people? Is that he didn't do his simple due diligence. Okay? I mean, he got here and the franchise was, 24 years into its infancy? Learn a little something about the organization. It's not like you were asked to learn about the Green Bay Packers or the Chicago Bears. It's learn about the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I was there on the road at the podium with him when he took us through the trials and tribulations. Don't respect your fan base that way. And you know what Nick Foles did? He assumed, after watching the film of the Patriots-Jaguars, to this day, one that you should take with you until you fall in the wooden box, because that opportunity is so few and far between, and the Jaguars were so gutless in the fourth quarter. The combination of Doug Marrone and Nate Hackett was absolutely deplorable. Honestly, waiting for the time. And I know all the Boye pass interference, allowing a 3rd and 18, the Danny Amendola, the Miles Jack wasn't. I know it all. But still, you had a head coach and an offensive coordinator who sat on the ball in the fourth quarter. Doug Peterson, 2 weeks later, ripped out their jugular with Nick Foles. And Nick Foles got here, and he just assumed that Jacksonville was a playoff team every year instead of just doing the simplest bit of research. Hey, Nick, look at the standings the last 10 years. You're going to find that Jacksonville's had, 8 losing seasons, 9 losing seasons? And you turn around and tell this fan base to be patient? That's where he lost them. He was terrible, too, but that's where he really lost. And now you got Jason Kelce. Tell you what, I almost want to apologize in advance. They're going to be everywhere It's today's media. Now, former players have always had a role, and some are very good, but this is going to be, it's going to fall into the, what's his name? The former kicker, the Pat guy who makes $30 million a year.
McAfee.
He's going to fall into that category.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see these guys just everywhere. And I just want to apologize in advance. I mean, the Kelceys are going to be the male edition of the Kardashians. They're going to be everywhere, and they're so respected in their small fraternity that they're going to have guest after guest after big name after big name. And a lot of you will probably enjoy it. But
you think the Manning,
I won't.
You think the Manning cast started all this? I mean, look, podcasts have been around. Now they're everywhere. But now they're on a network with Manning, with Eli and Peyton. But those two brothers doing that, now there's the Kelce brothers. Now there's going to be more and more.
Listen, I wouldn't walk across the street to shake the hand of Peyton Manning. That loser lost 4 straight games to the Florida Gators.
Yeah, he did.
Okay?
He did.
I am one of the few people in Duval and one of the few individuals in our country who has never watched 1 second of a Manning cast. I know people like it. It's kind of the new way. That thing that's going to happen with the Kelceys. And there's a lot to like about Jason Kelce, right? He's great at like slamming beers. He's great at like burping. You know, he's great at all that stuff. But why rip apart Jacksonville fans? You can rip the team. That's fine. Hell, when you made that comment, 3 years or so ago, probably 75 to 85% of the team are no longer here. That's just today's NFL. Why pick on the fans? What are the fans in Jacksonville? I mean, you're in Philadelphia, for crying out loud. The lowest common denominator as a human being as fans in Philadelphia. I'll never understand that. But anyway, I'm about to say they're coming. No, they're already here. And they're not going anywhere. The Kelceys. I guess they're both playing tonight against Steph Curry, and I think it's Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I won't watch it. I'll see it all over Twitter, but I won't watch it.
I think that's what's going on tonight. Hey, let me tell you this. Welcome back, the Blue Crab House. After a major kitchen fire and 1 year out of business, they have had their reopening, and they're open 4:30 to 9 Tuesday through Saturday, and they're open noon till 9 on Sunday. So 4:30 to 10, I should say. Tuesday through Saturday, noon to 9 on Sunday. They are closed on Monday, but do want to welcome them back. The great folks. By the way, $2 margaritas on Tuesday, $1 oysters on Wednesday, and that is the very latest there with the good folks. Of course, the best crab legs you'll find, all sorts of different waters, Canadian waters, Seattle waters, down the road, Southern Georgia waters. I mean, they got them all right there. Canadian waters, if I didn't mention them. If I did, I apologize. That's it, folks. Have a great night. Hackers on vacation as well. My name's Rick Ballou, typically with you 6 to 8. Today, 3 to 6. Tomorrow, 3 to 6. Thank you to Agent Gibbs as well. Folks, have a great night. Again, join us tomorrow right here, 3 till 6.
What's the deal with the show? Around town, around the world. Take 1010XL with you wherever you go.
Everyone can hear.
Download our free app for Apple and Android devices. Search 1010XL where you get your apps.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Over the last 3 years, the hobby has seen more growth in the non-sports sector, especially when it comes to Pokemon and Marvel cards. One of the cooler boxes has been Marvel Allure, which focuses on the Infinity Saga. Look for cards of all the main characters like Thor and Spider-Man. It's showtime